Hey guys, it's Levi Gates and welcome back to DETALKS. We're here in the Rag Company with Drake Beaudry of Lupo Motors. Drake, welcome back.
Thank you.
Great.
Appreciate it.
So one of the things we're going to talk about is detailing. And Lupo Motors is a dealership that specializes in exotics and high-end vehicles.
Yeah.
And the running joke of the industry is that most exotics and high-end cars, when they're purchased, don't get detailed properly, or they're not detailed to, say, the value of the car.
Or the standards we expect.
Or the standards.
Yeah.
But you guys are different.
Yeah.
You actually detail every car that comes in.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that it's to the right quality and standards that you set.
For sure.
Which is different because most dealerships don't do that. They want to just get it shiny and done and let's sell it, let's get it out of here.
Look good in pictures, then when it shows up, it's not nearly as good as it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you guys are different. You actually focus heavy on the right representation of the vehicle because people are buying this from all over the world.
Exactly.
And 90% of their shopping is done online through photos, pictures, videos.
For sure.
So what kind of stuff are you looking for? How did you get started in it? How did you get your eye to kind of see in detailing? Just, you've been around cars your whole life.
Yeah. I think the first time I ever experienced really good detailing is my dad. He was absolutely obsessed and is obsessed with car detailing. It was kind of, I think it's his therapy. It's like when he washes the driveway, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't bug him, don't talk to him, or else he's going to be really upset.
Yeah.
And car detailing was the same thing. He'd spend 6, 7, 8 hours just to wash a car, not to mention, the extra detailing that goes into it. So that was my first experience with it, and seeing all my grandfather's cars, that his was a different degree because he would detail his cars, but he would never drive them.
Yeah.
So I think it was more of a hobby just to take care of them than it was to drive them. Like us, we would love to drive any of those cars, the Ferraris and things, but his whole thing was just keeping them up and keeping them clean and enjoying that side of it.
Yeah.
So and that's what led me into offering detailing in our company is, we were seeing these cars that come in and, perfect example, we had that M6 in the shop the other day. And this guy just bought this M6 brand new. He's a great guy, loves to take care of his car, but he was putting it through a car wash every week.
Yeah.
And it's a black car. And he's, it's so perfect, it looks so good. And I'm like, it looks super good. It looks really good.
Yeah, and once you have that eye and you can see those scratches, you don't ever want to, you don't unsee them ever again.
And I ended up trading him products that they make at Gemtech. I ended up trading him silencers for this detail, and and we did a coating on it too.
Yeah.
And he just is over the moon. He didn't even know his car could look that good.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show people, don't do this. I'll even discount my services just so you don't take your car through a car wash. I mean, it just destroys it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know as detailers, that's the hardest thing to train a customer, especially you guys did an IGL coating on there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain to a customer because it's convenience.
It is
for them. And so if you can provide that convenience or you can provide that maintenance.
Yeah, we go pick up the car from his office, have it washed, and bring it back.
Yeah, that's key. And especially on a higher end client like that, that was
for sure.
When I was running my shop, that was one of the things. If I did sell a coating, I always tried to sell the maintenance on it with the customers and say, you're putting this money into the car.
Yeah.
You're better off getting that money back by bringing it into us. And once you coat it, it makes it a lot easier to clean on your end.
Yeah, and that's was his whole thing is he wanted it to look liquid and, wet all the time, basically.
Yeah.
And, the car would just collect so much dust and debris and things. And I said, okay, then we need to do a coating.
Yeah.
This will help a lot. I mean, maybe it won't be perfect all the time, but if we take care of it and we detail it and take care of you, then it will look good for a long, long time.
Exactly.
And help with resale value, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the better your car looks and you can sell it with that coating or sell it with a PPF, and it was detailed right underneath the PPF, then your car has even more resale value because it looks perfect.
Yep.
It looks perfect all the time.
Yep, and you're adding a value-added service for your customers,
exactly,
your clients. So
and it's a good profit margin.
Yeah,
so
that
it
helps
always
too.
works out.
Make a little money on it.
Oh yeah.
You guys don't have a dedicated detailing studio, but there's an area of the warehouse that you use for that. And then, like I said, I know that your detailer that comes in and he comes in and works on stuff. What are have you ever bought a car that's really bad, so to speak?
Oh yeah.
Where you're just like,
a lot
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, we bought cars before that, we bought cars, especially from auction. If I buy them from a private party, I usually have them inspected by somebody, or I'll send it to a Porsche store or a Ferrari store to have them looked at and first. But, you buy from an auction, you can't, because the auctions are in Riverside, California or Chicago. Like we just bought a Shelby GT350 that's coming in from Mannheim in Chicago. But, I bought 3 cars now from Mannheim, Pennsylvania. And the cars are represented one way, and they come in and they're just absolutely hammered. I mean, just scratches all along the side, and there's God, who knows what on the inside, and it's real bad. Rock chips, and and what do? I mean, you can't take the car back. And now we just buy cars. If we're buying them off auction, we buy them with the mindset, okay, we're probably going to have to put $1,000 into this, or spend 20 hours on detailing it, or wet sanding it, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. I used to do some dealer work for not dealer work, but auction work.
Yeah.
And I'd get cars in, and we'd have to spruce them back up to make them look as good as they could.
Yeah.
One, because the banks need to get, if maybe it was a repossession, and the banks need to get the most money out of it.
For sure.
2, the dealers are trying to get, and maybe it's a killer trade-in, and they want to get their money out of it.
Or they're in it way too deep.
Yeah. And so
and they have to get as much money as they can.
Yeah. And so, I'd get those cars, and it's like, this is going to auction, but I needed to look the best I can because I wanted to pull. I wanted to break the bank, as they would say. I wanted to pull.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
The hardest part was we'd finish that car. I'd go up there and I'd try and deliver it first thing in the morning, the day of the auction, because if I delivered it the night before, they have their own wash crew, and it's guys with a pressure washer and some chamois that have been look like they're probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
And the first thing they'll do is rinse every single one of those cars, and they will take their chamois to it and just destroy the car. Or where the auction's located out here in Boise, it's in the high desert, and it's literally out in the fields it's just dust
Sand
and rabbits, and I mean
it's real bad.
And so windstorms come through and coat everything, or a thunderstorm, and then the wash boys are out there knocking her down next morning, get all that grit and sand, rub it in the paint, and that is always the most frustrating, is because we'll hear that. Oh my gosh, what did you guys do to this car?
Exactly.
And it's like, that car was perfect when it got up there.
Yeah, they want me to bring my cars down there all the time. And, we have I think it's a Hellcat. And I thought, oh, that might do pretty well at the auction here, but I won't bring it down there.
Yeah.
It's just going to get hammered.
Yeah.
So, and now the digital cameras and things are so good with 4K video that the car has to be buffed and it has to look good, or else you will see it. If somebody's really detail oriented, they're going to see those marks in it. They're going to see that fogginess, they're going to see the little scratches. They're
and people that are going to buy this type of vehicle, we've got a Lamborghini sitting here. They have that eye already. They're already looking for quality, or they're already a little OCD, or they already know, or maybe this is like like we said, it's therapy for them. They want to buy this car because they want it in their garage, because they want to wash it.
And they've waited maybe 30 years to be able to afford it, and they want to make sure they get the right one.
Yeah.
And so we want to provide that product to make sure that it's the right one.
Yep. Otherwise, the way the internet works,
it will be over pretty quick.
Yeah.
It'll be over
we've
really
all seen
fast.
those videos. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you coming. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. And you guys can check out lupomotors.com. Check out their site, check out their cars, check out their inventory. It's always fun. I always like seeing all the new stuff you get on there.
Yeah,
thank you. Makes it neat.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more videos right here on the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.